Going from Super Bowl champion to murderer? Let's talk about some of the biggest legal incidents involving current and former NFL players right now. Let's start with one of the freshest and most high-profile stories on the books.
Rasheed Walker was arrested for having a gun at LaGuardia Airport in New York City. His attorney said Walker voluntarily disclosed he was checking in an unloaded gun when he arrived at the airport Friday morning.
Green Bay Packers offensive lineman Rasheed Walker was arrested at New York's LaGuardia Airport. According to court and police reports, Walker attempted to check a bag that contained a loaded 9mm Glock and 36 rounds of ammunition, prompting intervention from Port Authority police. But here's the twist. The gun was legally registered in Wisconsin, and Walker actually disclosed the firearm to airline staff, saying he believed he could travel with it due to its locked status. But still, under New York state law, he faces 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon and a separate count of criminal possession of a firearm. I don't know the difference, but that's just what it says. But Walker would end up getting released and is due back in court in March 2026. But the situation isn't just legal. It could affect his career, especially with free agency around the corner and teams weighing whether to invest big in a player with this kind of illegal baggage. It could probably get tricky, so only time will tell. But next up, we have one of the most shocking stories in recent memory. Former All-Pro wide receiver Antonio Brown was arrested on an attempted murder charge stemming from a Miami shooting after a celebrity boxing event. Investigators allege after a fight with another man at the event, Brown grabbed a handgun from a security staffer and fired 2 shots, one of which grazed the victim's neck, according to police. Brown was located in Dubai and taken into custody by U.S. Marshals before being flown to New Jersey, where he would be extradited to Miami, where he's being held. The charge itself is serious. Initially, a second-degree attempted murder count with the potential 15-year sentence, and on top of that, you're Antonio Brown, who has one of the worst track records in NFL history besides, a select group of people. And prosecutors have said enhancements could push exposure up to 30 years behind bars because a firearm was allegedly used. This isn't just another athlete misstep for him, it's a major criminal case with real legal jeopardy for his life. But what should we say? I mean, it's Antonio Brown. We could have expected this 2 years ago. But speaking of repeated offenders, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison was arrested in January of 2026 for misdemeanor trespassing in Florida. Addison was booked on a $500 bond after being detained early in the morning at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. But shortly after that, the prosecutors dropped the charge entirely, meaning he won't actually face prosecution in that case. But this marks Addison's 3rd illegal incident since entering the NFL, back-to-back-to-back years as well. Earlier, he had a reckless driving citation and a DUI-related arrest that resulted in probation and a short suspension in 2025. So while the trespassing charge didn't stick, the pattern is what matters, especially since professional teams and the league's personal conduct policy do consider repeated legal trouble a complete violation, and he could lose his contract. Why are wide receivers always the one committing crimes? Back in mid-2025, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice, a Super Bowl champion, pled guilty to felony charges from a high-speed crash on a Texas highway.
A wide receiver with the Kansas City Chiefs was speeding in a Lamborghini going more than 115 miles per hour on Central Expressway. There was dramatic video of the scene where you see Rice's vehicle and other vehicles in a violent crash. Police say Rice caused a 6-car pileup, then took off, leaving behind injured victims. Today, he pled guilty. He was sentenced to 5 years of deferred probation.
Rice was driving at over 119 miles per hour in a Lamborghini when he caused a multi-vehicle collision, injuring people and fleeing from the scene. He would then be sentenced to 30 days in jail and then 5 years probation. The NFL is expected to discipline him under its own personal conduct policy now that the case is resolved, but this is a case where everyone just wonders, what the hell was going on? These stories vary from someone having a case dismissed to others facing decades in prison. There's no one single narrative, but what's clear is this. Legal trouble in the NFL isn't just headlines. It impacts contracts, careers, team decisions, and how fans see the players, and more importantly, other people's lives. But if you're still watching at this point, go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on a post notification so you're there every time I go live or I post. And if you could like or comment, that really helps me boost these videos. And let me know what kind of topics you want me to cover. It's MHT, this is Guapo. Peace out, y'all.